everybody, welcome to an in-depth gameplay for my Whirlwind Barbarian. First of all, I want to talk a little about the gear real fast, but then move on to the gameplay. So the debate is just putting a bit of strength into, and I want to show just how much strength really matters on the raw sheet damage. So as you can see, 1 point into strength gives me +1 max damage. And that's pretty much all. And then every second point I get +1 into minimum damage, and that is the case for both Whirlwind and Berserk. Actually, Whirlwind doesn't get +1 until I put 3 points. So currently I'm debating just to put 200 strength. That's a nice even number. Have 136 for my grief, and then dump the rest into vitality. This gives me almost 5000 life, and I still feel like I did put some points into strength, which is a nice, even number. Okay, another thing here is that a lot of people are debating what choices they want to use for weapons. If I dual wield Grief, I still get about 10,000 attack rating with the Angelic plus my decent enough inventory, which is actually kinda enough to me debating if I really do need the death. But then you start looking at the other things that death gives, the mana leech, the crushing blow, the deadly strike. It's just really a nice thing, especially the deadly strike, because I only get deadly strike from 3 pieces now. Uh, Actually, no, only 2, because this one obviously doesn't have deadly strike. So deadly strike is a really good stat for me currently, and that is why I kinda don't want to dual wield a grief, even though it might technically be better. It's hard to tell, because we can't really see the sheet damage from grief and whatnot. I would love to know what your thoughts about this is, like what weapons are the best overall. I have always thought that getting the best stats in a balanced way is the way to go. Obviously, I'm using Laying of Hands when I'm going River of Flames. Amazing gloves for this specific part. Then I'm not using a Raven Thrust ring, I'm using a Leech ring. This one gives me the needed resist that I need to cap without having resistant small charms in my inventory, and an average, well, decent enough Anelios and Torch. So that's why I'm using this. Ideally, this would have more attack rating, and perhaps even some dexterity, and then all resist instead of having this resistance spread out, and the rest is pretty much and then obviously I'm using a +3/+3 for the extra bolt life, which is always cool. But yeah, that was it for just a quick introduction. So next up is Lord Disease. This has always been kind of the group of mobs that I like to test the builds on to see what kind of AoE they have, and also survival, because this pack hurts a lot if you mess it up. The problem with my build, if I have to mention it real fast, is I only have faster hit recovery on my helm. Don't have a source of faster hit recovery or anything else, at least as far as I know. But faster hit recovery just helps a lot on melee oriented packs if you do fuck it up. But yeah, so let's just see what kind of AoE they have. Oh, I should just make sure they actually have full health. So obviously I'm only gonna be using Whirlwind, trying to do it correctly. Oh, and then of course he went away as usual. But yeah, as you see, I pretty much just one-shot Lord to say, so that's nice. Pretty good AoE. So a quick word on Mana Leech, since it's very important. I only run, oh, now my yeah, I only run like 250%, 252 mana. You can probably get a bit more mana than mine. I would actually recommend that. I suppose you don't really need that much vitality, so like raw points and energy might not be a total waste. But I have 5% mana leech from my bug build, and then 7% from my death. Death is just awesome. We already talked about why it's good, but especially the mana leech is great. So if you can use the cigarettes build, I suggest that you get mana leech on your second ring. And then obviously I'm still using the Angelic, so no Raven Frost. I can live without the cannot be frozen, I suppose, so that's fine. Mana Leech is just so important. I want to show how good the Mana Leech is with just these 2 items though. Just gonna burn my mana real fast, so okay, now it's like half. Yeah, it does take a while. Okay, so now I'm just gonna charge into the first couple of mobs here. So that was 1 click, and it fills up my bar, my globe even. This is just, you know, perfect, and I can go a little further and even remove my, just gonna remove my bug belt. So now I only have 7% leech. So I need to get my mana a little down. Okay, so let's charge into just these few mobs here. As you see, it fills it up, but it's just slightly slower, perhaps just a little slower, which overall will make the grind a bit more annoying to do with a build like this. Did miss my grief waiver as well when unequipped, so the mana leech was maybe not that good. But yeah, that was just a quick example. You really have to value mana leech. So Diablo should definitely die very fast. It's not an issue at all. My Merc is obviously out, and he's using a Might Aura, but his proc is not gonna make, his Reaper's Toll is not gonna be able to proc before Diablo is down, so yeah, it's not gonna be a huge difference with the Merc out. But yeah, it's standard setup obviously. Oh, where did he go? Oh, down there. I can just learn to play a little. But yeah, as you can see, the Merc managed to proc at this, was it last hit or something? And I can pretty much 2 or 3 shot Diablo if I do the rotation correct. So I have to not mess up my whirlwind. Kinda have to play a little correct on that part. But I think I want to end the video with the old Eldritch run, just because Eldritch is another good source of showcase of AoE. So let's see if I can get my Merc up as well. And it's nice to see that the pack just gets one-shot. It's not really an issue at all one-shotting these mobs, but remember that I am using laying of hands gloves right now, which helps a lot on demon damage obviously. We talked about gloves before. That is probably the hardest part of this entire build. Like, there are a lot of choices, but all the gloves are really hard to choose, and gloves helps a lot for this specific gameplay that I just showed now. So yeah, keep that in mind. These gloves are very good for the specific things that I did just show now. But yeah, I hope you found this useful. As always, feel free to comment if you have any questions at all, and I hope you like this more kind of in-depth gameplay where I kind of just talk about my builds in a different way. But yeah, have a good one.